Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salam ala Sayyidina Mursaleen amma ba'd. Hadith number 19. Where's the Sallu Nabi? Come on guys. Let me start again. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salam ala Sayyidina Mursaleen amma ba'd. Muhammad. Hadith number 19 from Imam Nawawi's 40 hadith. Today's hadith we're going to see a change here in the way that we can bring in our lives, okay? Has there been any a time, Muhammad or Saleh, can you give me an example of a time when you have found something really difficult? Yes, Muhammad.
With a drone.
When you were trying to work with your remote control drone, was that difficult? Difficult.
And annoying.
What about you?
They made that loud bleeping sound.
Okay, any time that you found something that was really difficult for you, Saleh?
Connecting Lego pieces.
Okay, Lego.
I was building my next thingy.
Connect. Right, okay, so that was difficult for you, right. Is there any a time that you can think of when you felt really, really sad? Sad, so sad that you just felt like crying, yeah? When someone hit you, okay. Saleh?
At school.
What happened at school?
Mustafa teased me.
Your friend, don't say any names, when people were teasing you. Right. In this hadith, we're going to learn something which is very important. The Prophet ﷺ was with a young man one day, and he gave this young man, like you guys are young men, I'm a young man, I think. The Prophet ﷺ gave... Alright, fine, I'm not a young man. But here, the Prophet ﷺ gave a young man some piece of advice. And that's the same advice that you guys should have. That's why this hadith is here. From the 40 hadith that Imam Nawawi has chosen from all of the different hadith from the Prophet ﷺ. That's what I told you yesterday. What did I tell you yesterday? Why are they 40? They're the most important, thank you. This hadith is teaching us how we can get it changed, the situation from feeling sad to feeling happy. Feeling in a place when we're in difficult, when a person is feeling something which is difficult, to making it easy. Right, on the authority. Sorry.
On the authority of Abu...
No.
On the authority of Abdullah ibn Abbas
who said
I was behind the Messenger of Allah one day riding on the same...
So that's why I asked you to draw this. Look. Alright, one second. So they were together. There wasn't loads of people around them, even though you've drawn, but that's fine. The Prophet ﷺ here, we haven't drawn him. This is just a line, just to show that this is a person there. And again, we're not drawing any of the companions, just a line to show that there was a person there. So now in this hadith, Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhuma, he said, I was with the Prophet ﷺ, we were riding on the same animal. And then the Prophet ﷺ said,
Oh young man, I will teach you some words. Be beautiful.
Okay, so one second. I will teach you some words. Stop. There's a colon there, and that's like a full stop, kind of. It's like a comma. I will teach you some words, meaning, I'm going to tell you something which is very important now. Go on, Be
beautiful of Allah, and you will find Him in front of you.
No. I will... One second. Be dutiful to Allah, and He will preserve you. Okay? What does dutiful mean? We did this yesterday in yesterday's hadith.
I was reading this second.
Oh, no, you did. You skipped a line. Dutiful here means taqwa. Have taqwa of Allah. Do the right thing. In all aspects of your life, Allah will look after you. So now, remember that time when you were feeling sad or when something was difficult? Or maybe a time when you're not feeling sad. Just like now, everything is normal, everything is calm. Allah will still look after you. So when it is difficult or not difficult, if you have taqwa, Allah will continue to look after you. Okay? So that's the first piece of advice. Dutiful. Have taqwa.
Be dutiful to Allah, and you will find Him in front of you.
Okay, so now be dutiful of Allah. He will find Allah. How will you find Allah in front of you? What does that mean?
Like when you do good deeds, then you pass away later, 60 billion years later, and then you in Jannah.
Exactly. Okay, so now So now you will the people who do good deeds will see Allah in the akhirah. That's good. But here this hadith is talking about in the dunya. How should we be in the dunya? So now the Prophet ﷺ said that if you want Allah to look after you, you need to have taqwa. If you want Allah to help you, you need to have taqwa. So one is looking after and another one is helping. Looking after when the situation is calm and helping when the situation is difficult. Excellent. Go on, carry on. When you ask,
when you ask,
then
and ask for Allah, when you seek aid and seek
then seek aid. Then
seek aid in Allah.
Alright, so that is basically teaching us that whenever you need to make dua, or if you need something, always ask Allah first. If there is something that you need in your life, always think of Allah first. If there is something that you need, ask Allah first. Whether it's in your heart, whether it's in your tongue, the best way of making dua is to put your hand up and speak to Allah. Oh Allah, please help me. That's dua. Look, if I put my hand up like this right now, I say, oh Allah, please give me Jannah. Am I just speaking to nobody? Is it just gone in the air and nothing's happened? No, you've actually communicated and spoke to Allah. And that's gone up to Allah, the angels have taken it. And Allah will answer. Allah will answer. Is there ever such a place when a person does dua that Allah will not answer? Every single dua Allah will answer, as long as the person is not asking for something which is bad. So if you say, oh Allah, help me to do something haram, Allah will not answer that. But any kind of dua which is good, oh Allah, give me Jannah, oh Allah, make me a good boy, oh Allah, make me clever, oh Allah, make me strong, oh Allah, give me nice things, oh Allah, make me obedient, oh Allah, help me to do good deeds. Obedient meaning always doing good things. Oh Allah, help me to stay away from shaitan, help me stay away from bad people, help me stay away from bad friends. Allah will answer every single one of those du'as. Why? Because you're asking to do good. So the Prophet ﷺ is saying here, when you ask Allah. And when you seek aid, then seek aid in Allah. What does aid mean?
Like,
help. So now, this is the drawing from our famous young Year 1 student, Muhammad. What's this, Muhammad? What is the question mark? What's that supposed to be? Circle with spikes. No, this one here. What's this question mark?
Just hands saying dua.
Oh, these are hands and they're making dua. And what's this?
Question mark.
Okay, good. So now, why is this here? I've just explained it. Why is it on the board?
Since Stickman's just saying, hey!
No, that's the next part. What did the Prophet ﷺ just say in this hadith that we just read? When you
stay away from bad people.
Yeah, so then what do you need to do?
Make dua.
Make dua, exactly. Ask Allah for all of your things. And that's when it's easy, when everything is calm and normal. But if you are in a bad situation, like somebody's teasing you, when you're finding it hard to use your drone, yeah, what do? Who do you call for help?
Stickman.
Who do you call for help? Do you call the Stickman for help, Muhammad?
There's no firefighter. Of course, if it's not.
The first thing that you call for help, who is the first?
Allah.
Oh Allah, help me. If you're finding it hard using the drone, say, Ya Allah. That's it. Allah knows. That's it. Allah knows. Allah help me. When you're going on the ride in the park and you're feeling a little bit scared, oh Allah help me. Make this ride stop and my dad stop pushing it so high.
Maybe when you're lost so I don't fall off the
Okay, so let's read the next bit now.
When you're lost.
Exactly, when you're lost. Well done. Yeah. Then seek aid on Allah. Know that. Yeah.
If the nation gathered to benefit you with something, they will not be able to do so except with something that Allah has already written for you.
Okay, and if they gathered
to
harm you with
something, they could not do so except with something that Allah has written for you.
Okay, the pens
have been
lifted
and the pages have
dried. Okay, excellent. And this bit here is the book and here is the pen. And again, this is not trying to show that this is the book with Allah and the pen with Allah, but it's just to show us that this is everything has been recorded. And this is very important, Saleh. Everything has already been written down by Allah. And this is very important. We can't draw prophets. We can't draw companions. We can't draw angels. We can't draw Jannah. We can't draw the fire. We can't draw jinn. We can't draw shayateen. We can't draw Allah. Of course you can't draw Allah. You can't draw books. You can't draw pens that are from the books and the pens that we can't see. Anything that you cannot see, you're not allowed to draw it.
What? You can draw books that
Yeah,
you
yeah, of course. Those you can draw this kind of a pen if you want it. That's absolutely fine. But what we're talking about is you're not allowed to draw prophets. You're not allowed to draw companions. You're not allowed. So this is not to say that we are drawing this so that this looks like it. This is just so that you can remember in your head that I saw a picture of a book and a pen, and that will help you remember. Now, everything has been written with Allah. Yes, true or false?
True.
The fact that you're putting your sock on right now, is that written with Allah already? Does Allah already know that?
And
The fact that you're sitting on the floor and not on the stool, does Allah already know that and written down in the book? Everything has been written in the book. The good things that are going to happen and the bad things that happen. The easy things that are going to happen and the not easy things that happen. The times when you feel happy and the times when you feel sad. Everything has been written in the book. So the Prophet ﷺ said, if all of these people, this is a group of good people, and this is a group of bad people, if all of these good people, they wanted to gather and they wanted to give you something which is good, they will not be able to give you something which is good unless Allah has already written it in the book. And if all of these bad people tried to gather and do something bad to you, they will not be able to do it unless if it has already been written in the book.
Like
Because
when someone steals my bike,
exactly, and that's already been written with Allah.
then you have to run all
Okay. So listen, Allah is saying here, the pens have been lifted. There's no more writing now. Everything has been done and the pages have been dried, meaning that nothing will change now. Nothing will change. This is how it's going to be.
Yeah.
But the only thing that you can do is to make dua. And when you make dua, some things can change. So let's say, for example, something bad was going to happen. When you make dua, that bad thing will be gone away.
Yay.
And Allah can change certain things in the book. Okay?
But not all of it.
And when you do good deeds, Allah will give you a good, more good than was already written. So Allah could say, okay, write more for good for this person. More good. So it's been written that you're going to do good deeds. But then when you change and you want to do more good deeds, those good deeds add on top of the good deeds that were already written, and Allah tells the angels change it and write more good deeds for this person. Okay? What we're learning from this hadith here, right, is that everything has been written, the good and the bad. How can we make sure that good comes to us and bad stays away from us? What does the hadith start with? What does the hadith start with? Oh young man, I will teach you some words. Be
Mindful.
have taqwa. If you have taqwa, Allah will give you lots of good. And if you have taqwa, Allah will save you from the bad of the bad people. And He will change.
Hadith, be mindful what?
Exactly, yeah, these two hadiths are very close in their meaning. Allah will change your hard situation into an easy one. Allah will change you in a losing situation to a winning one. Now on the next page, the hadith is not over yet, because if you go to the next page, Saleh.
Oh no, it's not like Hadith 2, is it?
No, it's hadith 19 still, but if you go to page 44, because you close your book, page 44. In another wording, so now the Prophet ﷺ has been recorded, and it's been narrated going back to him, that he said the same hadith but with a different little version, a little bit different. Be mindful. 44.
And in a
Narration
recorded by the
other than At-Tirmidhi. Right, so let's just pause 1 second. There are 6 books of hadith. There's Bukhari, there's Muslim. Tirmidhi is one of them. Okay? Now, all or most of the hadith have been recorded in these 6 books. Okay? But here the author, Nawawi, is saying, rahimahullah, that there is another book that has the same hadith but with a different wording. So now, Ibn Abbas is saying here that the Prophet ﷺ taught me these words but in a different wording, so we can still benefit. Right, so go on.
Be dutiful to Allah, you will find Him in front of you.
Okay, so have taqwa, and then Allah will help you and protect.
To Allah in times
Of prosperity. Okay, pause.
So it's basically like a simile.
Kind of. If you remember Allah and do good deeds when things are easy, Allah will remember you when things are hard for you. Downstairs, yeah. Go on. He will know you in times of adversity. Okay? Be known to Allah in times of prosperity. He will know you in times
of
adversity. Okay, so now remember, in the other version we learned that when people try to be good to you, nothing's going to happen unless if you do good deeds. And if people try to do bad to you, then nothing will happen unless if it is written. Sorry, let me say that again. If people are trying to do good for you, none of that will happen unless if Allah's already written it down. And if people try to be bad to you, nothing's going to happen unless it's already been written down. Excuse me. The only way that you can make sure that good happens and not bad is by having taqwa, making dua to Allah. In this so what we learn from that is that from a hard situation we can go to easy. From a losing situation we can go to winning through taqwa. In this version here we learn that if you are always good and when things are easy, Allah will remember you when things are hard. Know that what has
passed you by
will not
befall
you. Will not befall you.
Will not befall you, and what has befallen you
will not
pass you.
Okay, one second. So what that means is that whatever is supposed to happen to you will happen to you, and whatever is not supposed to happen to you will not happen to you.
And
right?
That victory is in patience, and that relief comes with distress, and what with difficulty comes ease.
Excellent. So now the Prophet ﷺ said that the way that you can be victorious and the way that you can win over your enemy, shaitan, is by being patient. Continue to have taqwa all the time. And it's not easy, but you need to be patient on that. You just need to keep reminding yourself and stopping yourself. Relief comes with distress. So every time you feel upset, you realize that Allah will give you a way out. And with every difficulty, there is a way out. With every single difficulty, there is a way out. The main thing in this hadith is taqwa. What did you learn from this hadith, Saleh?
Muhammad's gone downstairs.
Yeah, I know, we're going to skip Muhammad, but what did you learn? What was the best part of this?
That you have to wait to go to Jannah.
Okay.
And then when you do wait, then you go, yay, go to Jannah.
Excellent. But what about in the dunya? How do you get to Jannah?
You make dua and stuff.
Yeah. Make dua for everything that you need from Allah.
Yeah.
That's in times of ease. In times of difficulty, who do you ask?
Allah.
Excuse me.
Because there's that there.
Excellent. Dua. What about if all these good people try to do something good for you? What's going to happen? Are you going to get that?
Yeah, if it's written down in the book.
Okay.
And if something bad happens to you, can't happen if it's not written in the book.
How can you make sure that only good happens to you and not bad happens to you? How can you make sure? By having
taqwa.
Excellent.
And asking dua.
So, exactly. So when you have taqwa, when things are easy, hard will be made easy for you. If you are winning already when things are easy, when you are losing and things are difficult, winning will be made easy for you. Muhammad, you went to the toilet, so I will excuse you, but what do you remember from this hadith? One thing that you remember from this hadith that you liked?
The part when I talked about Sigma.
Okay, that's got nothing to do with the hadith. That's got to do with your picture. What do you remember from the hadith? People what?
Over there.
Yeah,
Red
what about?
and green.
Okay, so good people, if they try to do something good for you, will you get it?
If it's only
Yes, Muhammad.
Good.
You will get good only if it is
Right.
written down, yes. And if somebody tries to do bad to you, will that bad happen to you? Only if Allah lets it happen, yes. How can you protect yourself, Muhammad? By having...
If they don't stop.
Yeah. Yeah. Taqwa. Good.
and be strong.
And be strong as well. Yeah. From the other hadith. Well done. Oh Allah, help us to have taqwa, help us to do good deeds, give us Jannah. هذا والله أعلم. صلى الله على نبينا محمد.
Bye bye, do you